Rolling? Oh boy. What's up, guys? Sorry if I smell like shit. I haven't had a shower in a few days. I just wanted to get this all out there, just make this video really quick, get this all off my chest before I forget everything I wanted to say. So, I was just talking to a friend of mine who is in a very similar situation with their family as I am. I don't want to identify this person for the sake of their privacy, so I'm just going to tell you their story as if it happened to me, because I feel it's relevant. So, baseline, you gotta understand, I am not on speaking terms with my father anymore, for reasons that are kind of obvious. I stopped talking to him for about, I want to say 2 years, maybe, give or take, and then I let him back into my life for about a year or so. And during that year, I didn't see him a whole lot. I just saw him every once in a while, but like we were on good terms, things were good, you know. He had apologized for all the horrible things he said, and we tried to move past it. And then this past Christmas, I cut him out of my life for a second time because he kind of went back on a lot of the things he said to me in his apology. And it turns out that he is still in the same belief system he was in before. He's still very deeply transphobic, and I don't need that in my life right now, so, or at all. I don't need that in my life at all from anybody, let alone him. So he just doesn't speak to me anymore. Picture a scenario where my dad's wife sends a message saying, hey, your dad's birthday is coming up. You can be there if you want to bury the hatchet. And like, the scenario happened to a friend of mine, and it just like infuriates me so much, because like on their behalf, I'm angry on their behalf, because first of all, I don't know why you think there should be a burying of the hatchet. I don't know why you think this relationship should be repaired. I don't know what you think, like there's only one person who would get anything out of it, and that person is a jackass. Like, that person is the jerk in the situation. Don't put it on me to, like, bury the hatchet with you. I'm not the one who started shit. It's so fucked up, because it just really puts things into perspective for me, where, like, I just have one of those brain blast moments. I suddenly understand everything about what I want to say about this, and what I've been trying to put into words for so long that I couldn't until just now. There's this weird phenomenon I've noticed with people who have never had to deal with oppression, prejudice, bigotry of any kind. They tend to have a very narrow view of what actually is real bigotry. And it usually is thought of as some aggressive physical act of like it's only really racist if someone assaults you in the street and calls you a racial slur while doing it. But to them, it's not racism just because you didn't get hired for a job you were perfectly qualified for, because they can say there's plausible deniability there, they can make an excuse, oh, they probably just didn't want to hire you for perfectly legitimate reasons that had nothing to do with your ethnic name. So it's like, to me, that's obvious, because I'm trans and bisexual. Like, I've had to deal with plenty of discrimination in my day, systemic and personal, on an individual level. I know the difference. I know what it means to be bigoted. I've experienced a lot of bigotry. I know exactly how it works. And it's this fucked up thing where, like, I have to imagine that from the perspective of my dad and people in his social circle, he has to think that I'm not speaking to him because of one isolated incident of him saying something that hurt my feelings, and that because lots of time has passed since then, I should be over it, and I should be willing to accept him back. And the problem isn't that he said mean things. If he came to me now and said, Giga, I promise I'm never going to bring up trans stuff with you again. I'm not going to say anything transphobic. I will never talk about it again. I'm just going to treat you like a person and hang out with you like we used to, just without addressing this. That wouldn't be a good thing. That's not good enough, because that doesn't address the core problem. The problem for me is not that he acted on these things, that he said... The problem is not that he said these things, it's that he believes them. and he still believes them. He has to change himself. He has to change his mind before he can be allowed near me. Because I don't have any intention of entertaining someone who's a fucking bigot. And I don't care if you express your bigotry out loud or keep it entirely inward. You know, we like to say thought crimes aren't really a thing. I call it bullshit. There is such a thing as thought crimes. If you believe horrible things, I think that does make you a shitty person. You know, like, what is, like, a good versus bad person anyway? Well, when I say bad person, I want to be very clear here, because I feel like people throw these terms around willy-nilly without really knowing what we're all talking about, like we're on a different page or something. When I say bad person, I mean someone who does and or believes things that are harmful. If you believe that women are innately weaker and shittier than men at everything, you're shitty. I don't care if you keep it just in your mind. I think that's shitty, and I wouldn't want to be around someone like that, because the way you think about the world is going to affect how you interact with it. In, like, not just in outward forms of aggression, but in your internal, like, monologue and how you perceive things. You're not going to perceive me correctly if you think that there is an innate biological difference between me and a cisgender woman. It's just not going to fucking happen. And my dad is not just transphobic. That's not the only thing that makes him difficult to be around. There's a million different things about him and, like, things he believes in that make him feel like he's totally from a different planet than me. Like, we're from totally different worlds. We can never connect the way he wants to. I'm never going to change. I'm never going to be like him. I don't know what he even wants from me at this point. I don't know why he cares whether I'm his child or not. I don't know why he wants someone in his life that doesn't have anything to do with him or his life. Okay, for some reason the camera cut out and now it's recording at a lower resolution, I think. Doesn't really matter, because I found a camera angle and lighting setup that makes me look cute either way, so whatever, we're rolling with it. But it's this weird, fucked up problem that not just... This isn't exclusive to my dad. A lot of people have this problem. A lot of people seem to get it in their head that they are innately a good person for whatever reason. People just like to think, oh, I'm good, therefore I could never do something really bad, you know, like, sure, people make mistakes sometimes, but because I am good, I'm doing good all the time. I know right from wrong, and I'm confident in that. And I don't personally trust people who are confident in that. I don't think you should ever be certain that you are good. I don't think anyone is entirely good. I think everyone does bad sometimes, and the best of us are the ones that put out good deeds into the world while keeping our shittiness to the lowest possible minimum that we can manage. I personally have no idea how anyone can go through life without understanding that you are going to be wrong many times. There's going to be a lot of instances throughout your life where you think that you get it, but something in your worldview is fundamentally missing, and you don't really get it. And you might be doing something shitty without realizing it. You might be enabling shitty people, like my dad's wife enabling his behavior. Or, I don't know, I was trying to think of an example, but I don't really need an example. You get it. So the only people watching my videos are adults. Y'all get it. I don't need to fucking, like, baby bitch explain this to you. It's like, I need you to understand that I go through life in constant fear and anxiety that I might be wrong about something major without realizing it. Like, my biggest, like, social anxiety is that one day somebody's going to analyze my behavior and find all of these little, poke all these little holes and flaws in the way that I am fundamentally as a person, and show me, hey, you are actually an asshole and here's why. And then they'll show me the evidence, and because I live in reality, I'll see it and go, oh my god, I fucking suck. The whole time I had no idea. Like, that's like my biggest fear is being categorically proven to be someone who puts shittiness out into the world. That's my biggest fear. I think about that all the fucking time. I don't know how anyone goes through life without thinking that. Like, sure, when I was a teenager, maybe, you know, I was one of those people who just said, like, you know, I know I'm a good person. I don't gotta worry about that. Because I think that's immature. I think that's immaturity, and it's normal to feel that way when you're young, but I don't think you should feel that way if you're an adult. And this is like kind of a big theme with some of my videos where I talk about how you should never allow yourself to slip into pretentiousness. You should never allow yourself to slip to a point where you are so self-important and so certain of yourself that you're creating blind spots for yourself where you can fuck up and you can do something bad. For me personally, I am incapable of denying my reality. I don't have the ability that some people have to just brainwash myself into believing something that isn't true. My dad is someone who's exceptionally good at that. He does not live in reality at all. He will paint over you with whatever stereotype is convenient for him. He will refuse to accept reality, even when you show him like factual evidence, shoving proof right in his face. He will not believe it. He will just tell you, no, that's not real life. This over here, this is real life. And it's just some shit he made up. I don't know how anyone can do that. I am like mentally incapable of denying my reality. Whatever is going on in my life, whatever I feel about myself, what I feel about other people, I just... Deep breath. I see things as they are. You know, some people, I guess, when they fuck up, when they do something bad, they have a little voice in their head telling them, no, don't believe that that's true. Listen to me, your inner ego, I'm telling you. You're a good person. Just don't believe what others say about you. And I don't have that thought process. I've never had that mindset. I don't comprehend it. I don't understand how you can just block out like facts that are shown to you. And you know, I talked about this a bit in my last video when I talked about measured rate atheism and how I think we need to be confidently atheist if you are atheist. Just not douchey about it. And I talk about a lot how most of the complaints I see about religion in general, it's usually coming from people who are mad specifically at an American brand of Christianity that fucked them up. Motherfucker, this camera keeps getting mad at me. Okay, it yelled at me to bump down the resolution again, so this video is in 4:3 from now on. I don't know what the hell is going on with this memory card. It's like I can record in high resolution in short bursts, but going on for more than like 5 minutes kind of makes it angry. So, I don't know. Alright, we're doing this old school. So yeah, as I was saying, this is a big problem I have with organized religion, because I do have my complaints. And this does specifically come down to the way Christianity works in America. A lot of people, when they're in that mindset of like, I go to church on Sundays, I go every week, you're going to church and being reassured and having all your beliefs reaffirmed. You're being constantly reminded that like, you have accepted Jesus into your heart and all that shit, and that you just are fundamentally good now. You know what's right from wrong because God loves you and you don't have to worry about anything else. You don't have to deliberate too hard over whether you're good or not. You can just do whatever the fuck you want, and so long as you know, pray for forgiveness every week, you're fine. And that is a horrible fucking mindset to have. You should constantly be questioning yourself. You should constantly be checking to make sure that you're not incredibly fucked up right now. And like, I just feel like I really needed to get these things off my chest because most people aren't thinking about this kind of shit. This is something that I feel is obvious to me because of my lived experiences, but for the other like 99% of the world that isn't whatever the fuck I'm doing, they don't know. They don't know this shit. They don't understand. They can't comprehend how different the world I live in is from theirs. And I think we all need to be trying harder to listen to each other. That's like my favorite thing I'm getting out of making these videos so far. It's not just all of the kindness and love from all of my sweet, adorable friends. It's the thoughtful comments that make me really happy. I got some really good ones on my last video talking about atheism. When people hear the things I'm saying and I don't think the things I'm saying are that deep or that interesting, but because they spark other people to start thinking critically and start giving me their thoughts and their perspectives, I love that. I think more people need to be doing that. We need to be sharing our differing perspectives to form a more complete view of what the world actually is. That's kind of what I'm seeking right now. I'm seeking more of that, is worldliness. Look at my shirt. This is what it's all about. Gay as shit. Where is it? Where's the... You see it? It's, that one. That one's me. See? It's me. I feel like I was starting to go on a weird tangent there. I was starting to get into like weird, like borderline conspiracist theory about lizard people. That's not at all what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to say that we are all humans who naturally evolved from animals. We are all dumb animals, and we all have dumb animal instincts left over from times when we were living in the wild, and that we need to constantly battle against those instincts, because those instincts do not have our best modern interests at heart. You need to be battling against your own mind at all times. Especially being a neurodivergent person, you get what I'm talking about. You're picking up what I'm putting down. It's been a struggle your whole fucking life to just fighting your own brain, trying to make everything work the way you want it to, the way you hope it will. I'm right there with you. Thank you for watching, everybody. Love you. Stay safe out there, and poop.